The 6.0 Powerstroke gets a bad name for it being unreliable, and one of the biggest reasons it is unreliable is because of the high pressure oil system. But what is the biggest problem with the high pressure oil system? Well, that is what we're going to be showing in today's video, showcasing the 6.0 Powerstroke that will not start and how we are going to fix it.
So I want to show you what's going on exactly with this 6.0 Powerstroke that needs a high pressure oil pump. So how we checked for it on the scanner is there's a desired line, and that actually is what it's supposed to be at, and then there's an actual high pressure oil line, and that's what it's at right at the moment. So it needs 500 psi of oil pressure to start, and we're only building up to like 200 to 300. So we know the high pressure pump isn't building up enough oil pressure. I want to show you guys though what it's doing right now, how we're getting a crank no start here. What happens when your high pressure oil pump goes out. Crank, 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 crank. You just cannot get it started. So what's going on with this customer? Get the high pressure oil pump in there and show you guys how much faster it starts up. It's going to take a while for it to start up with the new high pressure oil pump in it, just because it'll have a little bit of air in the lines. That's what happened on my 6.0 as well. So we're going to go ahead and get this customer out of here though, fired up today, show the job. So let's jump into the high pressure oil pump job. So we got the truck started yesterday. We were able to actually install the high pressure oil pump, get everything running. It shut off on us, and we were wondering why it shut off on us after we got it started. The customer came in here originally without it getting started at all. It was only building like 100 to 200 psi of oil pressure, which it needs 500 to start. We knew right away that was the high pressure oil pump. We replaced the high pressure oil pump, and then it was right at about 450 psi. So it still wasn't at that 500 psi to start. We realized that it also needed standpipes and dummy plugs. We air checked it. On the side, you plug an air checker into the ICP. We found that this exact dummy plug right here was the problem. The customer just wanted to go ahead and put a whole new kit on it, so we were replacing all of his standpipes and dummy plugs, because this is eventually going to happen again if he didn't do that. So as y'all can see right there where the actual problem is, this is the O-ring that actually broke off, and oil was seeping past here and losing pressure. So he was at like 450 psi. It needs 500 to start, so he was just right there, and this is what the problem was by not building that extra 50 psi. It was this little O-ring right here. So we're gonna go back in with it, and then I'm gonna show you guys firing up the truck and get everything running. So let's jump into it. So we just wrapped up this tan 6.0 behind me. We did a high pressure oil pump, standpipes, dummy plugs, and basically a full reseal on this customer, so that way he could build enough oil pressure to start his truck. The main concern, or the main problem when he came in, was the truck didn't even start. So we're gonna go ahead and start the truck for y'all, show y'all guys that it did fix this problem. If you walk with me over here, we're gonna start it here, and I'm gonna jump in here and fire it up. We already drove it about 20 miles to bleed it and everything and make sure all the air was out of the lines, and we're gonna start it up. Should start up just fine. Got to drive about another 20 miles to get it really, it should bust off on the second, third crank. So I'm going to go drive it another 20, 30 miles. I just need to bleed the lines out a little bit more. But yeah, let's go drive it right now. This is probably one of the most common problems that we see that causes a no start on these 6.0s. What'll happen is those standpipes and dummy plugs, the O-rings will actually disintegrate. That's what a lot of people say whenever you get a hot no start on these, is the O-rings get squishy whenever it gets really hot. So that's how you get a hot no start. Like when you're in the drive-thru, you turn it off and you can't turn your 6.0 back on. Majority of the time it is those standpipe O-rings that just get hot and they get squishy and oil seeps past them, so you can't build enough ICP, enough oil pressure to actually start the truck. So we're gonna go ahead and drive it now, show you guys that it did drive, and then I'm gonna come back and bust it right off for y'all again. So it would crank. We'd get it started up. You could go drive it, but 2 seconds into the drive, it would shut off. So we're already making a huge improvement right now just by being able to drive it here. 6.0 rips though. This truck is actually really freaking fast. It's got a stock turbo, still has the EGR on it, still has everything, basically factory components, and it rips. I believe the only thing it has is a 5-inch turbo back that's making it sound so good. It's only got 107,000 miles. I feel like he's got it dialed in now where it's just perfect for this guy. So 6.0 sounds great. We also sell all the high pressure oil pumps online. We sell an OEM one. We sell the Thumper 1 by River City Diesel. We also sell the Thumper 2 by River City Diesel in the description down below. Those are some aftermarket ones. I have a Thumper 2 on my 6.0 Powerstroke and it's running great. If y'all guys want to get any of those, you guys can in the description down below. If your 6.0 isn't starting and you guys need work on your truck, give us a call at the phone number on the screen, 210-385-8153, and we can get you guys taken into the shop and get it all situated. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this YouTube video. Peace out.